Welcome to the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Here's a guy who thought those voices in his head sounded familiar. Your host, Rick Dollar.
Hey folks, a few days ago, I got to sit down with Jet Poindexter, the bluegrass blonde on TikTok. She's also the daughter of Adam Poindexter, bluegrass legend. And this is how that went.
Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show and the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Catch us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, you name it. We're at all the parties, okay? So my guest today is Jet Poindexter. What a great name that is, man. I mean, there should be more people named Jet.
Well, that was not my given name, but it's a nickname that has been given to me as a little kid, and I've kept it. So It's very unique.
Yeah, so that's good. People know exactly who they're dealing with, you know?
Absolutely.
Now, your dad was bluegrass legend Adam Poindexter. Am I correct in assuming that?
That's correct.
Now, he played for the James King Band for how many years?
I believe it was 12 years, and then he played for the Country Gentlemen after. I think he played with Randy, not Charlie, but he played with Randy Waller, which was Charlie's son, and then he's helped start a couple of other bands, a couple local things. So he's played for a long time.
That's cool. See, guys like that, though, they're junkies, man. They can't get away from it, you know? And it seems like you have that same kind of deal going on with you. Now, I read your bio, and it said that you were raised on a tour bus. Now, how do you got to explain that one? Because
So I think I was maybe 4 or 5. My dad had played with a couple of small bands that he had started. One of them was New Classic Grass, and that was a local band in North Carolina.
Right.
And then he got the opportunity to play with James King.
Yeah.
And James at that time was like really breaking into bluegrass music. And so he started playing the banjo, and James had a purple tour bus, and if anybody remembers this, they started off in a motorhome, so we kind of started in the motorhome, and then they transitioned to this purple tour bus right around the time Bed by the Window came out, and instead of going to summer camps or daycares, my daddy'd be like, "Come on with us, we're going on the road." So I've been to so many bluegrass festivals on the tour bus. I remember waking up one morning, Owen Saunders, who also played with fiddle with James, him and his wife were on the bus, and we were parked on the side of the interstate. We go outside, we're sitting on the interstate playing Uno cards. So we did. We grew up on the tour bus. We slept in the bunk beds, and we had the opportunity to just travel with them and met all kinds of people across the country.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. Now, I guess my story's been told a few times, but I'll kind of throw it out there again. When I was about 9, maybe 10 years old, my grandfather was driving me by Elizabethton, Tennessee, because we lived in the Bristol area. And I saw this huge sign that said Slagle's Pasture Bluegrass Festival. And I thought, what's that? You know, I mean, I didn't have any idea. So, I'm asking my grandfather, and he's telling me about all these people. And then he slid in an 8-track tape that I'll never forget. And it was Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver. And I was shocked. I mean, I was done at that point. So it was probably one of the most moving moments of my life, just being able to hear what people could do, you know?
Yeah. Was it the melodies? Was it the instruments? What was it for you?
I think a lot of it was the melodies. They had this unreal thing going on with voice interaction. Everybody just knew what everybody else was going to do. But of course, I was hearing that clicking noise of Doyle Lawson, hitting that mandolin. And that got me too. Later on in life, I ran a place called the Mountain Music Museum in Kingsport, Tennessee. And one of the last things I did there was put up a huge display of Doyle Lawson memorabilia. And we had the first mandolin that he ever owned inside of that display case. And that was one of the most proud things that I felt like that I could pay back to what's happened to me in my life,
Yeah,
and it was just an unreal kind of thing. So
I feel like that's what I'm doing with this TikTok thing.
yeah,
So
man. I
just
mean,
paying it back.
and it works. I mean, you're doing you have the energy, you know what's going on in the industry now, and then you've got the history. What else could you want? How much further do you want to take this thing?
Well, so let me take a step back and kind of tell you how I got started.
Okay, yeah, let's
My
do that.
husband and I got together, and he'd never heard of bluegrass music. I grew up on it, and I
Yeah,
think from the time I was a teenager to the young adult, I'd say about late 20s, I mean, I listened to it
yeah.
and I had an appreciation for it. But about 5 years ago, I started just that's what I wanted to listen to every day. And I was like, hold on, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's I had
What's
that thought a
wrong
few
with
times.
me? And last year, I took him to the Grand Ole Opry. We went to Nashville
Oh
and
wow.
we got to see Rhonda Vincent.
Yeah.
And so Rhonda Vincent's fiddle player, Adam Haynes, actually
Hmm.
played with James King and played with my dad for a little while.
Gosh, I
So
didn't know that.
I messaged Adam and was like,
Wow.
hey, I hadn't seen you in a really long time, would love to reconnect.
Hmm.
And got there, listened, and he was just kind of oblivious. And I had this epiphany in Nashville, Tennessee, sitting in a hotel room, and I said, I want to start something. I don't know if it's a boutique or what it is, but I want to call it the Bluegrass Blonde. And
Yeah, it's a good
and
idea.
and he was like, "You're crazy. It's never going to work." And so I said, "Okay, well," I said, let me see what I can do. And I had a couple of videos on TikTok. I was actually singing along with them.
Hmm.
And one of them was Ronnie Bowman's Cold Virginia Night. It got a lot of hits, a lot of likes, a lot of shares.
Hmm.
And so I said, let me try this. So I did another bluegrass song. I was dancing in my kitchen and it exploded. And so I said, I'm going to keep rolling with this.
Hmm.
And it's now grown. I have a little over 27,000 followers. I
Hmm.
have consistent people, and I'm posting a bluegrass song every day. It's a bluegrass song of the day. Now, I really like old, classic, traditional
Right.
bluegrass. I
Yeah.
like the old stuff. I like the 90s stuff. I like the 2000s. And I've been out of the industry for a little while, but I'm just now getting into some of the new stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm learning to love and appreciate it, and I'm rediscovering songs that I hadn't heard in years. Um, and so here we are. I'm eight
Yeah.
months in, and I'm still going.
Right. I got you. Now, what brought you back to the love of what you used to listen to and brings you around the corner to what's going on now in the industry?
Don't forget to subscribe to the Rick Dollar Show podcast.
Folks, if you're looking for a town that still knows how to do things the right way, let me tell you about Marion, Virginia. Right now, Marion is buzzing with life. Downtown streets full of local shops, great places to eat, live music, community events, and that unmistakably Appalachian spirit you can't manufacture. This is a town where people still wave, stories still matter, and tradition walks hand in hand with progress. From seasonal festivals and cultural happenings to outdoor beauty that'll take your breath away, Marion continues to be a place where neighbors gather and visitors feel like family. Whether you're strolling historic downtown or catching what's new in town, there's always something going on and something worth sticking around for. So take it from me, if you haven't been to Marion lately, now's the time. Come experience a town with deep roots, strong values, and a whole lot of heart. Marion, Virginia. Proud of where it's been, excited about where it's going.
And now back to more fun.
I really think I didn't understand the scope of what I was in as a child.
Hmm.
From being in all these bluegrass festivals, hanging out with Jimmy Martin. Jimmy Martin, I'll never forget it, bought me a funnel cake. My daddy wouldn't give me money to get me a funnel cake, but Jimmy
No,
Martin
but your
bought
dad
me
would let
one.
you hang out with Jimmy Martin. Okay.
That's right. Meeting Ralph Stanley and hanging
Yeah.
out with his grandkids and just traveling. And so now I'm like, wow, like I've met all of these people, Ronnie Bowman, all the original, Lonesome River Band, Alison Krauss used to
Oh, yeah.
babysit me when my daddy would go on stage,
Holy crap.
before she became, really, really big in the industry. And so I think I just sat there and I was just kind of like, my mind was blown. I was like, hold
Mm-hmm.
on. I
Yeah.
was in the middle of something and I realized, the younger generation is starting to love bluegrass music.
I tell you.
And I am just like, okay, hold on. They're liking the now bluegrass music. Let me see if I can get them put on the old bluegrass music with from the
Yeah.
seldom seen to the country gentleman
That's
to
it.
Jimmy Martin to Bluegrass Album Band, Tony Rice. So I think I just really found a new appreciation for it and a new love for it.
Right.
Um, and and I just wanted to share it with everybody.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I've seen this same thing going on. Was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was like, well, how do I had this term. I think that music morphs over time. It changes. And, from what I'm seeing, people are picking up the old stuff and just putting a little bit of a spin on it, whatever they like. And I mean, we can talk all day about everybody, but we have to say something about, the effect that Billy Strings has had
Hmm.
on this entire industry. And, I've interviewed a lot of people, and the first thing they would say, you're thinking, I'm going to get on here and talk about this person. And first thing they would say is, man, have you heard this new kid, Billy Strings? And I mean, I
Hmm.
used to play his music inside of the museum during the day. People would come in and they would be like, who's that? Because it's that voice that he has. And
He has a lot of the traditional
mm-hmm,
vibes, but he's definitely more
yeah,
mainstream in singing what, this millennial generation I
yeah,
would call it,
yeah,
is wanting to hear. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, he's from Michigan.
Yeah.
Whatever, figure that one out. But you know, bluegrass is something I think that will continue to change and morph over time. People like your dad and James King, Doyle Lawson, all these guys, Dr. Ralph, they all had their thing, and that's what they did. Now, the beauty of it all, I think, is that it's completely turned around. And I mean, I'll never forget the first time I heard "Oh Death,"
Mhm.
and it was actually Doc sitting in a chair on a stage with Nathan Stanley in Marion, Virginia, and he was just killing it. And you could just see people's eyes; they didn't know how to take it because they had never been around Dr. Ralph Stanley. But
Yeah.
there again, this industry has got a tremendous future, but being able to bring what we feel into the forefront, like what you're doing, and what we've been doing, interviews since 2007. But it's always going to be relevant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It I don't even know how to explain it. And I really think I tried to hide my true roots for a really
I think
long
we all
time.
did for a while.
And it just had this stigma to it, and people were just like, "You like bluegrass music? You
Hmm.
don't look like you like bluegrass music." And and so I finally was like, "You know what? Yes, I absolutely love it. Let me
Exactly.
be my authentic self." And just show people like it's amazing music. I mean,
Hmm.
I've even taken songs. I mean, my daughter's in the sixth grade, and kids are learning to read, right? And they're having some kids have issues with comprehension. They can
Right.
read it all day long, but they don't understand it. And
Exactly.
so I said, well, as a kid, I used to listen to these songs and I would just hear the stories
Hmm.
that these songs would tell. And
Yeah.
so I've even got my 6-year-old daughter, my sixth grade daughter. I'm playing her bluegrass music and I'm letting her listen to a song. And after the song, I'm stopping and I'm telling her, so what's the story of this song and what's the point of this song? And it's helping. And so it's the story that bluegrass music tells. And I think that's just why I connect with it so much. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah. So you've got it. Your dad planted all this inside of you
Hmm.
when you were just tiny, her age, probably, or maybe younger. And you're just following it around the corner. You're just doing what you need to do with this new generation. So
Yeah.
that's what you got to do. Some of us have a job to do in life. Besides all the jobs that you do. I noticed that on your bio too, man. You are a very busy person.
Hey, I can't sit still.
I
If you
mean,
watch my TikToks, you see I'm always dancing, I'm always moving.
so but you're like a real estate person.
Yeah.
You're a travel agent. I mean, and I know there's probably 30 other things that you do during the day that I don't have any idea about. But, I guess just sharing the passion of bluegrass is going to help you make the day go along a little better. I mean, I do it too. So it happens. What are you going to do?
That's right.
Exactly. So what made you want to do this? I mean, I know you said you just wanted to forward everything along or help push bluegrass along, but was it just thinking about your dad and what the seed he had planted, or you just thought, hey, I just really love this. I want to do something I love.
Hey, if you love real music played by real musicians, it's time you experience a night at Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor in Bloomingdale, Georgia. This legendary listening room is where world-class pickers, bluegrass greats, Americana artists, singer-songwriters, and roots musicians take the stage to play the music the way it was meant to be heard, up close, personal, and full of soul. No big arena distractions here, just great sound, great people, and unforgettable live performances in one of the most respected acoustic venues anywhere. Whether it's blazing banjo, sweet harmonies, or a hot fiddle tune that gets your heart going, you'll find it on stage at Randy Wood's. Make plans now to catch an upcoming show. Bring some friends and be part of the music tradition that keeps on living. Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor, Bloomingdale, Georgia, where the music never gets old. Check upcoming performances and ticket info online, and we'll see you at the Pickin' Parlor.
Well, I guess, everybody's trying to be TikTok famous, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
In some capacity.
Guilty as charged.
And, I had a TikTok and I had tried coaching and stuff of that nature. And I said, you know what? Let me just stop pretending. Like, not that I'm pretending in the stuff that I coach, but
Mm-hmm.
I just said, you know what, let me just go on a whim. I see people make these videos all the time where they're singing. And I said, and I know so much bluegrass. Let me just see where this goes.
Yeah.
And again, it was also trying to introduce new songs, new artists to other people that were following me.
Yeah.
And so I started with one video of me dancing in my kitchen. And then it led into I was cleaning and singing a bluegrass song, and then I was cooking and singing a bluegrass song, and I had all of these people just message me, and they're like, I love bluegrass. I love this song. Do this song,
Wow.
do that song. And so I said, you know what? Like there's a huge audience here.
Well, you're
Um,
making a great ambassador out of all of
yeah.
this, and I feel like that we all have this job to do if we love something, but um, it's just strange to me in today's life that we can actually take time to enjoy something like that, and it just doesn't happen that often, you know.
Well, music is something that you can listen to all day, every day, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're working, and and it can just be in the background, whether you appreciate it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to bring to the forefront is the appreciation of the music, the lyrics,
Right.
the melodies that it has, the how it originated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just
What's your husband think about all this? I mean, you said he had never heard bluegrass music before. Now that kind of shocks me. And
the only bluegrass he had heard was "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," and from watching the movie.
yeah,
And I'm now, I mean, we're going to go see Dan Tominski for that reason,
there you go.
because
Yeah,
he
you need
wants
to
to
do
see
that.
him. But I mean, he knew when we met that I absolutely loved it. And then now I've started this. I listen to it every day. And
Hmm.
he's actually become a kind of a silent star in my videos. from playing his sword to his wrestling championship belts
Oh
to
yeah.
blowing a jug. I mean, he just sits in the background now and he loves it. In our local community, people are coming up to him and they're like, "Hey, when you're going to be in her next video? We
That's
want to see
cool.
you."
Now,
So,
you're in Nashville,
North
North
Carolina.
Carolina.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I read that wrong. I was like, what?
It's they call us the original
The
Nashville.
original
So,
Nashville.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called us the birthplace of country music in Bristol too. Until the guys in Nashville heard about it, and they're like, "Hey, let's do something different," you know.
Yeah.
But did you think guys like Jimmy Martin and Alison Krauss, just being around those people, maybe started this fire a little bit more?
Oh yeah. I think I love to show the people the picture of me sitting in Allison's lap before she finally went country and
Yeah.
went big. And I've always been a fan of Allison. I listened to all of her music. I saw her last year. I'm going to go see her again this year. I'm so glad
Hmm.
she's performing. Um, but when I'm having a bad day, that's who I play. I
Yeah.
play Allison Krauss and I play her old stuff.
Yeah.
Um, you know, oh my gosh. Now you put me on the spot. I've got
I
can't
go.
think of the album. I
See,
can I can
I have
picture
this
it.
problem up here because I go from here to here to here to here to here.
That's
You
me
understand?
too. That's
Yeah,
me.
that's what happens. Friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name, but he was friends with Allison before she got her first record deal, and they had this record. I mean, the record industry back then was totally different than what it is now, and they were trying to get her to change everything she was doing.
Mm,
And, my buddy told me, he's like, man, she called me and asked my opinion. And I told her, don't do it. Just do what you do, don't
yeah.
worry about it. So, but, I can only imagine the problems, the turmoil that she was having at that time, just trying to find out who she was.
Yeah, you could definitely hear a difference from when she first started
Mm-hmm.
until where she is today. She's definitely very folky, more Americana, but still
Exactly.
has the bluegrass, the traditional, and I love that she brought Russell Moore in.
Mm-hmm.
I love the old Third Time Out stuff. I mean, I love
Yeah.
new Third Time Out stuff, but he's a great addition to her band. And, all of her music always tells a story. And all of the songs make you think.
Mm-hmm.
They're no straightforward songs, and that's what I absolutely love about her music. And I actually saw a video where she was explaining how she chooses her songs.
Wow.
And I love her as an artist. I love her as a musician. I know she doesn't really write her songs, but I love how she picks the songs that she chooses.
Yeah.
She is my hands down favorite artist. Like if I could meet anybody ever again, it would be Alison Krauss.
Do you think that she would know who you were right now if you walked up to
So when I went and saw her last year in Wilmington, North Carolina, it's a crazy story.
her? Yeah.
We were sitting maybe 10 rows back, and if you go to Google and you type
Mhm.
in Alison Krauss's daughter, it's a picture of me and her sitting there. I'm not her daughter
That's
by any means,
hilarious.
but the lady beside me was showing the picture of me and Allison when I was a kid to the people. I'm like, oh, this is her daughter. I'm like, that's not her daughter, that's me. And
Well,
my daughter was sitting beside me and she's like, Mama, that's you. And so, I mean, I was maybe 3 or 4. I
yeah.
looked the same, just grown up. I doubt she would recognize me, but it's funny because if you
You
Google
never
Alison
know.
Krauss's daughter,
Some people, and she has this steel trap for a mind. I mean, she's so
does she?
intelligent. I'm sure that she would know who you were.
Check out The Rick Dollar Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at The Rick Dollar Show. To see more great content, check out The Rick Dollar Show on YouTube. The Rick Dollar Show.
Down in Hopeless Holler, they're putting on a show. Gonna be a big time and everybody go. Picking and a singing all your favorite songs. Down in Hopeless Holler, won't you come along? Down in Hopeless Holler, won't you come along? Trading Company, where one style fits all.
Something would click inside, and she'd say,
Something would trigger.
I know this little girl from somewhere, you know?
Well, I'm sure she has to have seen that photo.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've posted it on social media a couple of times and it's on the TikTok too. So she's probably like, I wonder where this little girl is now.
Yeah. You can be surprised, man.
Yeah.
Well, she's there. I think this Arcadia album that they put out, man, they have just worn this thing out.
I love
But
it.
everything on there is great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, we look at the charts every week to do our syndicated radio show, and it's hard to find, you know, music that moves you as much as that album has. I mean, it's worked really well.
Yeah, that was my
So,
number one album of 25 that I listened to. I
mhm.
think I listened to like 4,000 hours of it. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It can happen, believe me. You should know that by now.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's going to happen? How are you going to make this go any further?
Well, I had set a goal at the beginning of the year
good.
to go
We should set
to
goals. Yeah.
always to go back to some bluegrass festivals to
Yeah.
get out there. It's not just the big artists that I want to showcase. I do want to showcase the small time artists too, because they're
Yeah.
out there busting their butts. They're performing. To me, bluegrass music sounds the same when the power goes out.
It
So
does.
how can someone that is naturally talented not be a star?
Yeah.
And so I went and saw Rhonda Vincent in February,
Right.
live. Now we're going to go to Camp Springs in North Carolina in May.
Yeah.
We're going to hit up a couple of others in the fall. We're going to go to Bluegrass Island, which is at the beach with North
Mhm.
Carolina. So I've got a couple of things on my list and want
Yeah.
to make sure that people are aware and share some information to bring more people out.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to have any issue with that, man. I mean, I think the world right now, the position we're in, I'm not going to get political or anything, but as really messed up as things can be sometimes, we can always just look at our memories
Oh,
of
yeah.
how life was better when we were younger. So,
Well, yeah, and I feel like there's a bluegrass family that you don't know you have yet.
exactly.
And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Buddy Michaels. He has the
Mhm.
Hometown Bluegrass show here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I've known Buddy since I was a little kid, and he messaged me the other week, and I was actually on his radio show last week.
Oh, okay,
And
good.
I told him, I said, Buddy, I remember you when I was 5 or 6 years old. And he said, we're always family. You can always reach out if you ever need anything. And
Yeah.
hey, it was 30 years ago, but I mean, we've reconnected and we're, still sharing the love for the bluegrass music.
Yeah. And it's something else, man. I'm telling you, that's a beautiful thing. I did not understand that. I mean, I had a partner of mine that wanted to start this little business because I'd been in radio, and he said, "Let's go interview bluegrass people." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Why? That's what we grew up listening to." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you're right." And after I started meeting everybody and how cool everybody was, and I was the day I was going to interview, Doyle Lawson for the first time. I remember calling his manager up because I knew him, and I said, "How am I going to do this? What if I screw this up? What if this is terrible?
You
What
were
if
nervous.
blah blah blah?" Oh, I was in bad shape, and he told me, he's like, he's a great guy. He likes to play golf like you do, so he's just a really cool person. Just ask him a couple of questions and let him talk about his life. He talked for
Sorry.
44 minutes about how he grew up, the first time he picked up an instrument and things of that
Yeah.
nature. So what do you do? Sometimes you just got to let it roll,
Yeah.
let it happen.
That's what I love about bluegrass artists though, because they do perform and they travel
Mhm.
but you have accessibility to them, unlike
Exactly right.
when other musicians that go out, a lot of times they have security that blocks them off and they don't interact with their fans.
Right.
As soon as a bluegrass musician gets off the stage, they're coming down and
They're
they're
going to the
talking
record
people.
table, man.
Well,
Yeah.
they're jam sessioning out back, and you can join them. You can
Exactly.
go sing and dance all you want to. So
true.
they're just so down to earth.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jet, thanks for talking to me today. It's been a great thing meeting you and learning about your past and how it actually changed your future and a lot of people's future. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
No
I'll
problem.
be definitely tuning in from now on.
Great. Good to hear. All right. Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show and the Rick Dollar Show podcast. And I've been with Miss Jet Poindexter.
Thanks for hanging with us for this week's episode of the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Don't forget to visit all of our partners who make the show possible every week. Be sure to head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts to leave us a review or a comment to win some cool merchandise from Hopeless Holler Trading Company. And now, here's some credits. See ya!
This has been the Rick Dollar Show podcast. The Rick Dollar Show podcast is produced by Radio Dog Productions. Theme music is written and performed by Jeremy Garrett at garrettgrass.com. The Rick Dollar Show podcast cannot be reproduced or rebroadcast without express written consent from Radio Dog Productions. I'm Kent Jones, and this has been a Radio Dog production.